So, today is about illumination. And, yeah, hold on, I'm not ready, huh? So, who knows what the word Diwali means? Don't tell anybody.
No. Indian Diwali?
Yes, Indian Diwali. A couple of you. So what is it?
The Festival of Lights.
Festival of Lights.
Ooh.
Festival of Lights. And in fact, tomorrow starts Diwali for them. Tomorrow is the beginning of the Festival of Lights. And it's a Hindu tradition they do every year to celebrate. They celebrate the victory of light over darkness. We know what that is, right? Knowledge over ignorance. We know what that is. And good over evil. And they call it the divine illumination that never dims. That never dims. And one of the things I love about Hinduism is that they have these rituals, these traditions that they do every single year at different parts of the year as celebration, as joy, as here, don't forget who you are, that light is inside you. And to me, it's kind of like, that's the best way, because you can't forget it. You know, we have classes here, and we try to remind you through the classes and every Sunday, but to have a whole week off, now that, to me, is a vacation, right? That's a vacation. So we're going to start with an opening reading about a story. And it's the story of what every, I'd say, father or grandfather would say in a Hindi household. And Grandpa says, "Watch the waning moon. The festival is coming soon. Our house must look at its very best. Diwali here, no time to rest. We light the lamps with our friends. We exchange gifts and homeland sweets. We greet our neighbors in the streets. It's lucky to start brand new things. I hope I say this right. Shubha Diwali. To one and all, we wish you joy, big and small." It sounds like Christmas to me, but it's the Christmas of the illumination within you. So the gift is the gifts of remembrance, of remembering. It also does this. It prepares us to clean out all the old fears. Anybody have any fears this week? Yeah? Or last week? Anytime? Yeah. We all have some kind of fear. They say hang the garlands of gratitude, being grateful for who we are and what we do and life that's around us. And I look at the puppy and go, I mean, this dog puts her head here and wants to be loved. She fell asleep in my arms the first night. You know, it's like that gratefulness, oh, you're here. And then the last thing is to become aware of the divine awareness that's moving through you and around you and everywhere about you. Science Mind says this about it. It says and we know this is Ernest Holmes, he says there's a power and presence in the universe which responds to us so completely, so perfectly, that we shall be amazed when we realize how complete and how perfectly, but it can only operate for us and through us. Our communication with God must of necessity be and always remain an inner light. We communicate with the indwelling God. You know, I think the thing that I love about him is he continually reminds us that the light is already inside of us. I have a question. How many here, and I'm sure we've all done this, but I want you to raise your hand, have had a dark night of the soul? Right? We've had that. Or just a really bad day and you're like,
At least one.
At least one, right? But when you stop and you just slow down for a minute and maybe close your eyes. I mean, I used to go into the bathroom when I'd have one of these. I'm like, I just need some peace. And just instead of being focused on that which has been not so good, and you go, what's the good that I can come out of this? And you have this little illumination that happens in your mind. Do you remember that feeling of like, oh, I can let go of that? I just let go of that. It just doesn't serve me anymore. It's not important anymore. I'm going to move this direction. I'm going to move in this direction. So I'm going to talk about three things. Today is the inside job. Illumination comes within. It's not something you have to go get. God's not out there. God's right here inside you. It's being brought back to the light. And there's a little story about that. And then giving yourself some love. Everybody do this. Giving yourself some love. Because we have to do that. Sometimes there's nobody around to give that to us. We have to do it ourselves. So it's an inside job. Now, I must tell you, this week I was obsessed with Fillmore, of course, Unity, right? Ernest Holmes and Goldsmith and Jack Addington. So I have a lot of their quotes. Because I'm thinking, okay, here are 4 amazing men, and what do they have to say? How do they pull it all together? And what you're going to find is they weave themselves, but they have something different to say, but they're weaving it all together. So here are some quotes. And I'll talk a little bit on. That's not the one I want. Okay. What's happening out there? They're getting ready. They're getting excited. There we go. All right, so when the light of spirit enters consciousness, the darkness disappears as if it never was. The true light is the Christ mind awakening within. That's what I just said a minute ago. He just says it more eloquently. Holmes would call this the realization of the infinite in the finite, finding it inside you. And Joe Goldsmith says, God reveals itself from within, not through effort, but through stillness. So it's quieting down the mind, quieting down the body, quieting down the situation. I think sometimes, I think before I really understood science of mind and how it works, is I was always chasing after the good, the enlightenment, trying to go find it somewhere. And I would find it, but I'd have to struggle before it came towards me. But the thing is it really becomes prominent when we slow down. We have to just go, let it go. That other stuff doesn't matter. And then allowing it to just be in union with something greater that's moving through us. So, in the Diwali, here's some things that they do to create, when I say create, this ritual that helps our life move forward in the mornings or in the afternoons when we're having a hard time, is to light a candle. Light a candle of gratitude, being grateful. You know, I know a lot of people will do a gratitude journal in the morning, and then they do it in the evening. So they double up. That's something that you can do, is do a gratitude journal. Take an hour to just do nothing. Ha! I got you, didn't I? How about 20 minutes? Can you do 20 minutes? It's just slow it down, stop it. There's always 20 minutes. Or start with affirmations. Come on in, we got it? Okay. Jack Addington said this. He said, we must think in terms of light. The more light we claim in consciousness, that's our mind, the less darkness can remain. It's this effect, you know. The more we put in there, the more we're going to get back. So, there's a quote here. I want you to repeat this after me. All this adds up to where we're going to go at the end, but I repeat these words. I tend the flame of my inner light. I tend the flame of my inner light with love, gratitude, and awareness. So you're tending yourself when you do this for yourself. Is be grateful. I am always so grateful when the lights are green. Especially if you're going down Mission Gorge Road that has a light. Where are you grateful for?
Kitty space.
Kitties, what?
Parking space.
Parking space, especially where you live.
My family.
Rain, yes. Wasn't that great rain we had?
My family.
Your family. I heard back.
Breath of life.
Breath of life, yes. just to be able to breathe. Just to breathe. So the origin of Diwali is a metaphor for the divine guidance, being guided to something. And continuing the little story, there's a story about Rama and Sita. They were exiled from their town. And so the story continues with they're coming home, returning. It's about them returning to divine. But what happens is they're in the middle of nowhere, and because it's the beginning of Diwali, the Festival of Lights, all the people know they're coming. So what do? They start lighting their candles. They light their candles to help them come home. That's what we do here, is we, as a community, help each other light our lights. Would you agree to that? I think we do that a lot. And it's because sometimes that like I came in this morning, we're weary, we're tired, and we just need somebody else to help pick us up. So participating in that is really important. Now, when I was writing this, I thought about, and I can't remember the minister that I asked this question, but you know, when you're going through practitioner training, you ask these funny questions, you know. And so I believe when I was in my last year, I asked this question, and it says, what do you do when someone leaves your life and you really don't want them to leave? Now, why am I bringing that up? Because when we move into a spiritual life, there's a shift going on inside of us, and a shift that goes on around us. And sometimes we have people leave that we don't relate to anymore, but we still love them. Now, I've said this to many of you here, is that when you leave here, you leave me, and it's hard on me. But I have to let you have your own journey. So anyway, I asked that question, and this is what they answered. It says, send them away with kindness and love. Send them away with kindness and love. If they return, let your thoughts welcome them back.
Okay.
Because sometimes you have to have a separation. And then that separation gives them time to grow, and you time to grow, and you come back. I can't mention who it is, but there's many of you here, actually several of you here, that we've gone in different churches, right? We split away, yes? You know who you are. And you've come back. And it warms my heart, because I know that you've done what you need to do. And I don't have to make you come back. But that's hard to do, is to let someone go and then bring them back. So I've been holding the candle for all of you. Ernest Holmes says this. He says, the light of spirit is the light of every person who comes into the world. It is never absent, only unrecognized. Only unrecognized. And Joel Goldsmith would add, we do not bring the light to the world. The light is already here. Our task is to remove the veil. So when you come on Sunday, we make this a sacred place so that you can remove your veil and be authentic. Be who you really are. That's one of the things I love about Anton. When you walk in the room, I will never forget this. The only problem was this time I couldn't find Martha Creek, who is this very loving person. It took me like till the second day to find her. But when you walk in, people just start hugging you.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't matter where you've come from, what church you're with, what organization you're with. There's just
Community.
Neither did Ernest Holmes.
Right?
He
He-
wanted us all
to come
realize
together.
all churches
We're all the same.
love.
Yeah, we're all love. And the other part of this is we're all kind of teaching the same thing, just in different formats. It's just different a little bit. So to me, it's really exciting because, I mean, I've been doing this how many years? A lot. 25, 30 years. And I'm going, we have a secret, the biggest secret.
It's okay, go ahead.
No, I can't. Not on stage. I can't.
We love you. It's all
I can't. No. I'm being filmed. We have the biggest secret there is that needs to be out there. You know, I mean, we live it, we preach it, we talk it, we do it, but it needs. Everybody just needs to know we're here for everybody. So, okay, don't encourage me like that. I try very hard not to do it on stage. So, I know. See no evil, speak no evil. So, I have these 3 quotes that are really profound, I think. Ernest Holmes reminds us we must love ourselves if we ever expect to love anyone else. Love is the givingness of spirit through us. I used to hate it when people say, you got to love yourself. I'm like, what do you mean? But that's the truth. If we can't love ourselves, then we can't give it away. We don't get it. Joel Goldsmith offers a mystical perspective. He says, the love of God is realized only when you stop seeking love and begin being it. So how many people were out of sync with their love this week? I was. So that's that inner thing. You gotta bring it back in. Pull it back in. I don't know why, but sometimes when I'm really tired, I'm really snappy. I'm not very loving. So I won't call you back when I'm like that either. But having to do a talk like this makes me realize I need to be better at it. I'm constantly reminding myself. I'm always working on it. So I may be 6 inches higher here, but the truth is I'm on the same ground level as you. I'm always working on it, always trying to make myself understand better. And then Jack Addington wrote, I love Jack. When you see the divine idea behind your personality, you will understand that you are not here to conform, but to express. Isn't that great? Not here to conform, but to express.
That happened over the weekend,
Yeah, good,
big time.
good. We'll talk later. So how many people, I'm hoping all of you raise your hand, are doing what they really love and can see themselves being that expression? Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, yeah.
It's wonderful.
Love being in love.
So continue to remind yourself that way. It always, I mean, I love sales, but I'm trying to move away from it. But one thing I love is when I'm sitting with somebody who I've not met. This happened a couple weeks ago. And my first appearance of them is they're a little tough. And so I just come out and say, this is who I am, this is what it is, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden I just watch them soften. And then they tell me about them. And then we talk about their dog. You know, I mean, we could go on and on. But the idea is that it's about bringing that love together. And I may not be calling it love at that moment, but that's what it is. It's what do we alike together? What is it our interests are? How can I support you? How can you support me? And now I'm going, and this is the truth, now I'm going back to I think it's about 7 clients that I have, and saying to them, I'm going to let go of a lot of accounts, but I'm keeping you. Is that okay? And they're going, thank God. You know? But for me, it's relieving me of the pressure that I've put myself on of having to be at a certain level, and instead saying, I want to be serving you, so we work as a team together. It creates a different kind of relationship. And I've always had that, but now I'm going, this is the way I want it to go. Because eventually, who knows what will happen. I'm going to let Spirit's in charge of my life, not me. You know what I mean? So conform, not conforming. When I see that, I always think of Jesus. I don't know why. I think of this guy who ran around and said, I don't like what you're doing, He did these weird things, and I thought you were a nice guy, just with sheeps. No, man. He was out there. He was speaking the word. He was saying what's what. He was spreading the love. He was teaching people how to love each other, how to be together. So we're going to do an affirmation here in a minute. Well, we'll do this one, and then I have one last affirmation afterwards, but I'm going to have you close your eyes. But I want us to say this one together. I love myself as God loves me.
I love myself as God loves me.
Fully, freely, and without condition.
Fully, freely,
and without conditions. Now let's do the whole thing. I love myself as God loves me, fully, freely, and without conditions. Fully, freely, without conditions. So I'm going to ask you to do some festival this week. I want you to light a candle somewhere. Light a candle. And if you have children, like I know some of us do, tell them what that's about. See, I'm lighting the candle of love for you. Something simple that they understand. I'd like to see you reach out to your community, whoever is around you, whoever's in your community, and just, say hi. Like, I couldn't wait to tell my friends, my next door neighbors that have horses, that have a puppy. And so she comes running over to see the puppy, It's like, find that connection. And then I said, but we're not bringing your 4 dogs over for a while. It's like, but it's the communication, it's that love that we both have. Maybe smile at somebody. That's not very hard. Smile at them. Let the guy behind you that wants to go by in their car. Just let him go. Don't worry about it. We have a library in the back here that many of you have contributed to. And I don't know that I say this very often, but that's a free library. Anybody needs a book back there, and you can have it. If you have a book, don't bring 10,000, but bring something that you think you could help somebody else. Fill up that library with light, with illumination. Laura gave me a book on prosperity of the Bible, in the Bible. So I'm reading it. It's like, oh. Because everybody says, these are the quotes in the Bible. Well, truth is, it's now getting explained to me what they really mean. And I'll bring that forward later on. So, one thing we do here often, Jerry does this often, is that we read the unity prayer. So I'm going to this time really ask you if you want to close your eyes, is I'm going to read this, and I'm going to read the affirmation, Science Mind, CSL affirmation for us, and then I'll end with a prayer. But I want you to imagine that these are the words that you're saying to yourself, and to feel them as much as you can. And so go ahead and turn the lights down, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And feel the words of these words that are so profound. The light of God surrounds us. This room, the activities, the way we are. The love of God enfolds us. It means it's always with you, never away from you, at a moment's notice. It's always there. The power of God protects us. You have an automatic bubble around your life. Driving a car, with your family, everywhere you go, you are protected. The presence of God watches over us. That means we're connected. We're involved. We're giving it away. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All is well here and now, in this moment, the next moment, and the next moment. You don't have to go get it anymore. It's already there. And so the final affirmation is our spiritual practice this week is to shine from the inside out. Shine from the inside out and let people know who you are and say, I want to be like them. I want to have what they have. And so as I take us into our final prayer today, this prayer today, I'm knowing that we are absolutely surrounded by an infinite presence that's everywhere at every moment, moving through us, moving through our lives in a grand way. And as we breathe in that light, we breathe in God, we breathe in the goodness, we just say yes. Yes, I feel it, I am it, and we claim that we are here to give it away. And so I bless each of you that have come today to laugh with me, laugh together, to be maybe surprised, maybe awakened, and to just know that there's nothing that holds you back from the good you have to give. And for that, I am so grateful. And I release these words into the infinite law of mind in our hearts, knowing together that we do this. And join me in saying, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you very much. Let's bring back James.